Hello and welcome to another edition of Natural Health Solutions with Pioneer Wellness Research. I'm Jay Tilghman and this is your certified natural health professional and herb specialist Cookie Tilghman. We're happy to be here today where we'll discuss the nervous system as our topic. Before we begin, I want to remind you we are available for consultations on a one-on-one basis, and you can reach us by contacting Cookie Direct at 910-330-3838 or simply by sending an email to info@pioneerwellness.net. So we encourage you, if you have needs and you want to work with a professional, contact us directly and we'll help you. Did you know that we are electrical beings? Every part of our body is interconnected by a communication system of nerve cells called neurons that send and receive messages through a combination of electrical impulses and chemical messengers. The nervous system wires us together. Our nervous system is our computer, so to speak, our brain especially, which contains about 100 billion neurons. You can see how the nervous system is an integral part of overall systemic health and can be enhanced through use of specific supplements and nutrient intake. We're going to share some of that information with you today on how to enhance the function of your nervous system, and when we come back with Cookie, we'll get into more information on the nervous system.
Our amazing nervous system. I guess if I had to talk about any of the systems, this would be my favorite. Because of my background and experience as a chiropractic assistant, I have unique understanding about this nervous system and how it works and how it can optimally function for good health. Our nervous system consists of our brain, our spinal column, and peripheral nerves. It regulates everything in our body, whether it's conscious or unconscious. The unconscious branch of our nervous system is known as our autonomic nervous system. It regulates things like producing enzymes for digestion, producing hormones for balance, your heart beating, breathing when you're asleep, body temperature. Isn't that absolutely phenomenal? All of those things continue when you don't even have to think about them. There are two divisions of that autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic and parasympathetic. The sympathetic charges us, wires us up for any kind of activity or emergency. We know that as an adrenaline rush. The parasympathetic helps us wind down, relax, and digest. We teasingly say that's why our Hispanic friends take a nap after lunch, rest and digest. When we're excited, stressed, or scared, the sympathetic nervous system gears up for action, but it also shuts down digestion and elimination, among other things. This explains why stress and anxiety make us tense, stress our heart and raise our blood pressure, give us indigestion, and make us constipated. As we relax and unwind, the parasympathetic nervous system initiates self-healing and repair. Again, rest and digest. Now, it's important to know that when we're in that sympathetic dominant mode, we sometimes get stuck there, and we're going to talk about that some more in solutions. Nerves work by a combination of electrical impulses and chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. The discovery of neurotransmitters has greatly altered our understanding of the nervous system and problems. We now know that sleep, mood, appetite, and behavior are influenced by different types of transmitter chemicals being released in our brain and nerves. Depression is one of the most common. Major neurotransmitters include serotonin. Bet you've heard of serotonin. We know it as the happy hormone. It's made in our brain and also made in our gut, our second brain. Acetylcholine, now believed to be associated with Alzheimer's disease. Epinephrine and norepinephrine, primary to sympathetic nervous system. Dopamine, which is deficient in those who suffer from Parkinson's disease. GABA keeps the brain from being trigger happy, so to speak, and when in balance prevents anxiety and increases mental clarity. These are the primary neurotransmitters. When our brain is not functioning optimally, we refer to that as malfunction. That can include fuzzy thinking, some people call that brain fog, insomnia, anxiety, depression, memory loss, absent-mindedness, and mental confusion. Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases are more serious symptoms of a malfunctioning nervous system. The brain has extremely high metabolism and therefore is highly affected by what we eat. Studies have shown strong links between our nutritional intake and various neurological and psychiatric conditions. Research has also shown that food choices made during pregnancy, lactation, and early childhood may have long-term consequences on a child's mental development. Other research suggests that good nutrition can improve your brain function and reduce your risk of any brain disorders. The phrase, "you are what you eat," is particularly important with the brain. A junk food diet short-circuits your mental attitude and your emotional responses, creating a, quote, trashy brain. With the standard American diet, and abbreviated that is SAD, it's no wonder that the nervous system disorders like stress, depression, anxiety, and insomnia affect millions and millions of people. The fact that we live in a toxic environment also affects the malfunction of our nervous system. Let me give you a bit of history. At one time, counseling was the preferred way to help someone with any mood disorder, especially depression. It could be a counselor of a friend, a minister, or a professional counselor. Unfortunately, the drug companies have turned mood disorder into diseases to be treated by drugs. Tranquilizers, sleeping pills, antidepressants, and other drugs that affect the brain and nervous system account for an estimated 76 billion of the $300 billion spent in drug sales. And listen to this. Consumer Reports said that although 7 sessions of counseling were just as effective in treating depression as drugs, 80% of Americans prefer taking a drug. Is that not our typical allopathic approach? We want a quick fix, a pill for every ill, ignore the side effects. Did you know that exposure to heavy metals and other toxins are linked to a wide variety of neurological symptoms? The toxicity of heavy metals is well known. The most common mercury, cadmium, lead, aluminum, and arsenic directly affect the nervous system. Cadmium is most common from Teflon-coated cookware. How do we get those toxins in our body? Well, let me give you a list of substances to avoid if you want a healthy nervous system. Pharmaceutical drugs, excessive consumption of alcohol, chemical solvents, things like gas and paint thinners, pesticides and herbicides. It's really hard to avoid those in our environment, isn't it? Excessive consumption of coffee and sodas, refined sugar, white flour, and there are other whites that you could avoid too: white sugar, white crackers, white rice, hydrogenated oils. There are so many ways that we can improve the function of our nervous system. So let's talk about some of those solutions.